All right, if you want to know what the secret sauce to leadership is, then tune in right now. Here it is. The key to being a leader is becoming the most comfortable with the uncomfortable. I often describe the leader in the room as the one who has his feet dug in the deepest than anyone else there. So what does this mean? How do you become the most comfortable with the uncomfortable? Well, what it requires is constantly throwing yourself into the fire. I don't mean literally throwing yourself in the fire. I'm talking about throwing yourself into uncomfortable situations every opportunity that you can. Depending on where you are in your life, you may have a different edge of discomfort. Every single one of us knows exactly what the edgy feeling is when it's like, ooh, I want to go talk to that person, but the feeling in my guts, it's holding me back, right? That's an edge. Or, man, I really want to ask my boss for that raise. Or I really want to move out of my apartment and get out there on my own. Any of these examples that brings up some edge, that brings up some fear, some doubt, that's where we learn how to get more comfortable with the uncomfortable. Because everywhere in our lives, we have these opportunities, places where we don't feel confident, the unknown, the uncertain, the unsure, places where we've never ventured before. I've never become a committed man in a long-term relationship. I've never become a father for the first time. I've never started a new business. I've never put my artwork on display at a gallery for the first time. Every single one of those things is an example of an edge that is guaranteed to bring up some sort of somatic response in you. Your body is going to talk to you and it's going to say, don't do that. Or, oh my God, we're going to die. That feeling that you literally think you might die because of the rejection that might happen or the failure that might happen. Nobody wants your artwork. Nobody wants to date you. Nobody's going to give you an apartment because your credit sucks. Whatever the edge is, the key is in taking the leap and pushing yourself into that edge. Because every time you do that, even if it doesn't end up the way that you wanted it to, or it has a different outcome than you were hoping for, you get more comfortable with the uncomfortable. That first time that you build up the courage to ask out that person you're really attracted to, and they say, wow, thank you, but I'm actually in a relationship. That feeling of like, oh man, well, I really wanted to go out on a date with this person, but I'm still alive. I made it. All right, let's go ask the next person that I'm attracted to. It gives us confidence. People often say, how do I become more confident as a leader? The only way to become more confident is by gathering experience and being courageous enough to take a leap so that you can earn that experience. It goes like this. Experience happens because you gathered enough courage to push you over the threshold into new action. And that can only happen when it's preceded by fear. Fear becomes a necessary ingredient in this cascade that leads you towards experience and confidence. The only way to become confident is to gather experience. The only way to become more experienced is to take a courageous leap. The only way to have courage is to first be afraid. Now, the difference is, will you give in to the doubt that can come with fear? Because fear is a guarantee. Every single one of us is going to be afraid of something. Doubt is something that could cripple any single one of us. But if you don't face your fears, that's when doubt comes in. It becomes doubt. It festers, it boils, it grows, it germinates and occupies your whole body and convinces you, whoa, don't ask that person out. Don't take that big leap. Don't call the art gallery and ask them if they'll feature your work. That's what doubt does. There's a great saying from one of my men's teams I picked up along the years that unfaced fear becomes doubt, and doubt always kills the warrior. Unfaced fear becomes doubt, and doubt always kills the warrior. It's okay to be afraid. In fact, we need fear to generate courage so that we can be courageous and take a leap and gather experience and then become more confident. It's the only way that we become comfortable with the uncomfortable. So, how do you make this a practice in your life? Well, if you can identify when fear arises in your body and you can pluck yourself out of it for a minute, maybe have a conversation with somebody who wouldn't be afraid by that. Let's give an example. Let's say that you want to buy a new car and you're like, well, I don't know if it's a good time to buy a new car. I don't really have the finances. My credit's a little iffy. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a good interest rate. And you go and you talk to somebody who has way better credit than you, who's in a better financial position, but can still relate to where you are and empathize because maybe they've been there before. So you go and you talk to this person, you explain your situation, you say, man, I'm really afraid. I don't know if it's a good thing for me to do to take on a car payment, but I really need a new car. That person can give you some perspective from the other side that's removed of the fear. And they can ask you some questions and say, hey, well, let's get logical. Let's leave the fear and the emotions out of it. Let's get logical. Do you have enough to make your monthly payment? Is getting a car payment actually going to boost your credit score? And then you can look at it like, whoa, actually, yeah, this is going to be a good decision. It might be challenging. It's going to be edgy for me, but let's go for it. And then boom, you're in the game. You kicked doubt in the face and you said, let's take this fear and transform it into courage. Take action and gather experience there. Now you took a big leap. So whatever domain it is in your life, whatever that edge is, maybe it's something that seems a lot smaller than some of these examples I said. It doesn't matter. Because to be a leader means gathering these experiences and raising the bar of our tolerance to discomfort. And the only way we do that is being able to identify when fear comes up. And instead of watering that fear and giving it some sunlight and letting it grow into this beautiful doubt tree, I'm going to face off with it. I'm going to stare it down. I might ask for some support if the fear seems to be overwhelming me, but eventually I'm going to take that fear and I'm going to transform it into courageous action. Even if it doesn't work out, even if it doesn't give you the outcome that you were hoping for, you gather experience. And the next time you take that leap, the next time you go to buy a new car or ask out the pretty girl or go for the new job interview with a higher position and higher pay, it's going to feel easier because you dug your feet in a little bit deeper. And when you start showing up in rooms and you look around and you see a bunch of people who are in this fearful, doubtful space and you feel your feet sinking into the ground, still in your body with your breath breathing nice and easefully, that's when you'll know that you're the leader because you're the most comfortable in the uncomfortable. So watch this again, digest it, swallow it down, and then figure out what your next courageous step is going to be. And if you know somebody out there who's kind of shaking in their boots, getting ready to take a big leap in their life, share this video with them. Help them out. Give them that opportunity to see courage as a solution to doubt. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this one. Make sure you tune in next week for another Monday morning meditation. Peace out.